Sam, I got it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Hasan Piker, and I'm going to be defending him for like maybe the first time ever. First, I'm going to talk about the New York Post article that has been made about him that I think is a little retarded. Then I'm going to be talking about some of the alleged things about having nudes and sharing those. That's partly in the New York Post article, and I'm going to talk about that briefly, sorry. Next thing, I'm going to talk about his subpoena. So first, the New York Post article. It says, Hasan's greedy, seedy, sex-obsessed life, soliciting nudes, list of best breasts, and a separate laptop for porn. The communist darling of the left-wing streaming, but when the cameras are off, the real Hasan Piker is shallow, sex-driven, sources claim. Although he recently debuted a more serious image, spectacles and suits for his broadcasts, those close to the 34-year-old told the Post he's still very pervy, porn-obsessed frat boy. In posts they say get in the way of him ever realizing his goal of making it in the mainstream. Off camera, he is very stiff and impersonal, and can tell you how much he actually believes in. He definitely leverages it to creep on women, a former pal told the Post. Sources noted that Piker regularly boasts about receiving nudes photos from fans and how he claims to watch porn on a laptop dedicated for that purpose to be propped on his chest so he can still see his penis. Piker, who this week was banned for speaking in the UK over his extreme left-wing views, was born in New Jersey but grew up in Istanbul, Turkey, where his parents hail. Sources told the Post the Piker family is very wealthy. Wow, we know this. We know that he's wealthy. But aside from a picture of a young Hasan Piker on a horse in full riding gear, he himself posted, few details of his early life are known, as if they don't get into his early life later in this shit. He has said he grew up horny in the repressed culture, though his dad allegedly helped him dodge the mandatory Turkish military drafts so he can attend college. At the age of 18 in 2009, Piker came to Miami, where after partying too hard and scored a dismissal grade point average of just 2.9, his mother, I'm not even going to repeat that, Theta Piker, made him transfer to Rutgers, where she had studied art history. Piker joined a fraternity, Theta Delta Chi, and thoroughly embraced the frat boy lifestyle. In 2012, he wrote on Twitter the Bible for a senior year, 30 reasons to go for freshman chicks, with a link to sexually explicit article on totalfratboymove.com, which is not a good look and makes him look really bad. He graduated the following year with a degree in political science. Piker loved the college lifestyle so much that he moved to Los Angeles after college. He aimed to start a Theta Delta Chi frat house there. However, he instead went to work for his uncle Cenk Uygur at the Young Turks at an independent left-wing broadcast network. Enjoying his first taste of being a nepo baby, Piker was heavily promoted on this channel, and the show The Breakdown became a success, leading into the gaining title Work Bay around the network. By the way, that same thing is where he said old enough to mount? Old enough to count, old enough to mount, and he said some other retarded shit. I'm pretty sure he said the hard R on there. It was like really funny. Yeah, it's not a good look, but like keep in mind, like a lot of that shit was like edgy comments he made like 10 years ago. Like I don't really give that much of a shit unless he actually did something illegal. It's like, wow, who really gives a shit? From there, he broke out on his own in 2018, broadcasting daily on Twitch, the streaming channel, Sundays for up to 12 hours per session. Yeah, we know this. He streams on Twitch. He has since amassed over 3 million followers, making him one of the most popular people on the streaming service. A lot of this shit could have just been fucking condensed. Let's be totally real. Now operating out of a $2.7 million home in Hollywood that he bought in 2021, Piker enjoys a bachelor lifestyle, but displays a lot of weird behavior. Yeah, let's fucking say how much his house costs, great. When he's not railing against US imperialism, showing his support for China or Cuba, or saying he'd vote for a terror group Hamas over the Israeli government, Piker solicits nudes from his female fans, according to a streamer he had previously worked with. Pictures he apparently reveals in showing off to others.
Yeah, but he's a scumbag misogynist. He's disgusting, actually. In fact, he solicited nudes from fans. I've got the receipts. And then Ludwig, on 2 separate occasions, Ludwig and I think it was Mizkiff saw nudes of girls on his phone. Yeah, I've got receipts for all of it. He's not that fucking great of a guy, ladies. He's actually a disgusting frat boy who slept with hundreds of women or something like that. It's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be a good time. So, glass houses and all that, you know what I mean?
Sources pointed out instances where Hasan Piker has been on stream and exposed illicit pics. Once while posting with QT Sandra, she looked on as he opened a clearly explicit image while broadcasting another occasion. He left his phone with streamer Pokemon while off camera. She also stumbled across illicit content on his device.
You're serious? You're gonna look over?
I looked over to see if you were sending the same picture.
How dare you? Stop looking at my phone. What the fuck? I feel violated, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. That was funny.
That's insane that you're doing this.
I was seeing if you were sending the same picture that I saw.
It is. It's a sacred bond of trust that you are violating right now.
I'm not looking now. I'm just saying.
Wait, what did you see?
Stuff.
Oh, from, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
What is that?
If it was recent, then yeah.
All I'm
Wait,
gonna
you were
say-
there for the first part of that.
The first part of what?
If I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Oh no, I'm thinking just stuff that
What?
stuff that people shared with you that I didn't have permission to see, so I just scrolled past it very quickly.
Okay, well, you're not gonna find anything good in here.
I had
Okay, that's good.
this one. No. There were others that were
Okay.
fucking good. Okay.
Okay, we
Let
need
me
a
just
fourth.
add in one.
But like the fucking arguments they're trying to make is like next level like retarded, and I'm gonna get into that in like a second. YouTuber Miskiv, they're using Miskiv as a fucking source. That's insane to me. Claimed he had also seen hundreds of nudes on the host's phone.
Whoa, is that a nude?
So was it?
What's the score like? 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3.
In his face, it was the dude.
Big knockers?
No, it wasn't.
So, I'm with Hasan, and I'm not kidding you when I'm saying this. He's browsing his phone like this on Snapchat, just clicking random people, and they're girls, and they're all naked. And I'm gonna be real with you, they're all hot. They're all like 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s.
Did she have nipple piercings? I'm just wondering.
Is there a small knocker?
She didn't? Okay, no, that was crazy.
Is there a medium-sized knocker?
Piker did not return the post request for comment for this article. CT Piker, who claims to have slept with over 300 women, also gleefully showed off all the nudes he was getting on Snapchat as part of an article by the I cannot read that, Jesus, the C magazine in 2018. The article described how his messages are about 70% news and then quotes Piker as he scrolled through them saying, "Wow, that's crazy. That was like actually her blowing someone. I don't ever like talk about any of these people. That's buff stuff, cool. Having Snapchat as a male celebrity is a huge red flag to begin with," said one source. Noting the app is mainly used by teenagers. That's like an accusation to just throw it in there and like they never go back to, by the way. It's so fucking funny. They're trying to make this accusation that he's like predating on fucking people. But like it's so clear that the argument here isn't even like, oh wow, he's getting nudes and he's kind of a piece of shit for having his phone out and like having these nudes out. It's like, wow, he likes sex. And that's the bad thing. That's the argument they're making here. It's insane. Piker has also admitted to sending nudes of other people to Will Neff, his streamer and pal, raising concerns about issues of consent. That's the thing that like I got concerned about. But they don't. That's not the argument they really like to make. They're just like, wow, he likes sex. That fucking New York Post article is fucking retarded. He even joked about keeping boobs of note list. He said in one stream,
The boobs I send, it's just like there's a couple
Boobs of note.
The boobs.
every now and then I'll see a pair that is just like concussion inducing. And I'll send it to Will and he'll be like, I wish I was concussed.
So,
Add me to that list.
Alright, you got it.
Research.
I don't see you feel fresh like it.
let me know where that is so I know, like, not to look at it.
Piker also previously discussed his penchant for webcam sex and live stream, saying he keeps his camera off to protect my identity while getting off to those. Okay, most of this article is just, wow, he was like jerking off. He had what, an on and off relationship with a porn star, and he attended like a fucking porn Emmy. Like, wow, great. And they talk about the fucking brothel. and he made a comment about Diddy and attending his fucking party. Like, I don't have to read all of this. Like, I really don't. Like, half of this shit is like, who gives a shit? While he made a comment way before all the Diddy shit like really came out, and he got fucking arrested for that shit. Wow. Aside from the sex, it's like a lot of this shit I don't really have to read because it's fucking useless. I can just fucking condense it all and be like, oh, he was at the brothel and there was sex there, but they were all adults. It's so clear to me that this is just a hit piece on him being like, well, he likes sex. The only thing that's really funny to me is when he compares himself to fucking Karl Marx because he wasn't allowed in the fucking UK debate where they were gonna let him on, which I think was pretty scummy of them. As much as I don't like Hasan, let him on the fucking debate. Like, wow, maybe he's gonna make a bad faith argument or whatever in their eyes, but it's like, just fucking let him on. Like, great, they took away his visa or his like temporary visa to be there. That's what they fucking did. It's like, that's very fucking scummy. Like, you can make statements about Hasan and not like him, but it's very scummy to not let him on. Another comment that somebody fucking made that like set me off, because this guy's like Hasan Glazer, is like they were trying to insinuate that Hasan Piker and his fan base are like predating and have like weird, you know, pedophile shit. Because this starts by this person called Mail Slayer saying, if you send unsolicited nudes to someone, it's not revenge pornography if that person exposes you or shows anybody else the photos. I've gotten nudes from men before without my consent and exposed them to my friends. It's the gender is reversed as well. So saying like if a woman unconsensually sends nudes, it's still not, you know, revenge porn to show them to other people. I mean, I think that you should be sent to authorities right away. That's just my opinion. And then somebody says, how do you think Hasan is verifying the ages of women sending him nudes and saying, not gonna lie, I don't give a single fuck. When I was in high school, I showed everyone the disgusting shit one of my classmates sent me and reported him to the principal. I'm being dead so fucking ass, I don't care. Don't send nudes without consent. That shit is disgusting. Yeah, that comment is like obvious. Yeah, sending nudes without consent is fucking gross. The fucking high school thing is a little weird, saying that you showed it to other people. But like, that's what people do in high school. So let's see how this person spins it. Hasan fans are not openly claiming they don't give a single fuck if he receives CSAM from minors and share them with his friends, implying the child deserves to have their nudes shared if they send them unsolicited. That's not what they're fucking claiming. They're saying that when they're in high school, this shit went down. That's not what he's saying about fucking Hasan. They're saying, don't fucking send your nudes unconsensually. This is such a bad faith fucking reading. This is despite there being clips of Hasan suggesting he does want nudes from female fans specifically, something a young fangirl could hear, and leads them to send nudes on Snapchat. This girl is even admitting to have personal engaged and revenge porn of minors, a strict liability crime with no defense, often leading to the registration on the child sex offender registry, even if the crime is committed as a minor. Notably, Hasan was 30 plus years old at the time of engaging and what she is defending. And one of the clips somebody used is somebody that is a fucking adult, okay? Or what for we know as an adult. I still think it's a little weird that he fucking read the whole fan mail out loud. I think he should have just fucking not read it out loud and been like, wow, this guy's fucking weird. And that's it. But like, the way these people fucking spin this shit is fucking insanity to me.
Hasan, read first. Big milky vampire mommy, warning. Warning, not safe for work. Do not open or read on stream. I don't think I need to explain. He can't keep getting away with it. Haas mods. Hasan, if you didn't read the other letter, do that first. Also, don't read this one out loud. Bro, leftist girls are so crazy. This entire letter is like asking for consent and warning me that there is nudes in this letter. By saying that I'm a 21-year-old legal adult, obviously so considered super important, so if this is out of line, I have to read this. Just prefacing this by saying I'm a 21-year-old legal adult. Obviously, consent is super important, so if this is out of line, I totally apologize. And I have a lot of respect for you. I'm not gonna read the rest of it, but I think it's really funny that... It's really interesting that, like, someone took the time out to take, like, nude Polaroids of themselves. Okay. And literally ask for consent. So for the people saying, like, imagine if a dude did this. I mean, if a dude did this, they probably wouldn't ask for consent. Okay. Cool. Osmons. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.
From Yusuf the Chef says, I wonder why Hasan chose to open fan mail and brag about how it contains nudes on stream. Do you think he did it on stream to show his fans that he likes it and approves of his fans sending nudes, thus encouraging other young women to send in their nudes as well? And it's so clear, like the language that's being used here, other young women. It's clear that they're trying to spin a narrative that he's a fuck predating young people. Look, he has made comments calling people Nazis and other shit. And of course, I don't endorse that, but we shouldn't be doing that to Hasan as well. What the fuck is wrong with you? As if I like these people. These people fucking suck ass, by the way. These are Destiny Glazers that continue to defend him even after the pasty shit. Let's be totally real. Wow, he received nudes from fans. Like, in my opinion, I still think he's kind of a piece of shit for like having his phone out with like the nudes and like kind of like scrolling on there. I think that's like really weird, but it's so obvious that like a lot of this shit is sent to him like unconsensually without his consent, by the way. They just fucking send him this shit. Some of them, not all of them. But like to say that he's predating on these women is like next level insanity. If they're sending him consensually, I mean that's fine. If anything, they're predating on him. I know that sounds like next level forethought. I'm like trying to sound smarter than I am, but like that's like kind of how I see it. If they're sending it unconsensually to him, I mean at that point, doesn't that make him like the victim? Which sounds really funny. I know it sounds really funny, but like that's how it is. It's either he's getting it unconsensually from other women, or they're both consenting parties in this situation. Aside from him having his phone out, of course that's weird, but like he's not a fucking predator. He's not a fucking creep. It seems to be totally fine. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, having his phone out when there's other people in the room and he's with his friends. I gotta clarify that real quick. To all my non-legal heads, the meaning of subpoena, while I'm searching it up because I forgot the meaning 5 minutes ago. A subpoena is a legal written order to compel an individual to give a testimony on a particular subject at a specific time and place, or to provide documents or other tangible objects. Subpoenas can compel an individual to testify for a disposition, trial, congressional inquiry, or other hearings. Failure to comply with such a subpoena to appear may be punishable as contempt. However, if the testimony or the documents are privileged, then the individual is not required to comply. The rules controlling subpoenas in federal matters are found in Rule 17 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure and Rule 45 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. A subpoena to appear in court as a witness can be more formally referred to as a subpoena ad testificandum. A subpoena to provide witness testimony during a disposition is referred to as a disposition subpoena and takes place outside of court during the discovery process and is not used during the actual hearing process. A subpoena to produce documents or other tangible objects can be formally referred to as a subpoena ducis tecum. Deuces, that's a funny word. So a subpoena is where he is forced to testify, show the evidence he has, basically like anything he said against Trump or Israel, let's be totally real, and then be like, okay, this is what he has. He has to show what he fucking has, and he's forced to testify. Of course, he has the right to not show everything, or to be like, hey, this is bullshit, and, you know, have a good fucking lawyer. But it's clear to me here that the whole fucking reason for the subpoena is because he was just critical of fucking Trump. Let's be totally real. And critical of Israel. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think the people fucking defending that he has a subpoena is fucking insane to me. So remarks and saying just and the federal officials subpoena political Hasan Piker, and then there's other people in the comments, Repsion, saying good, we don't want Mr. I love terrorist here. Someone also said they saw him talking to Elon's ask and were like, oh shit, he's getting a little bit too close. Better fabricate something against him. That's a funny comment. It's because he was talking to Ashley St. Clair, and allegedly they slept together. I don't know how true that is. I'm just saying that there's comments about that. And you know what? Good ups to you, Hasan. W Riz, she fine as fuck. I don't blame the man. If they allegedly slept together, okay? And she's obviously thirsting after him, but she shouldn't be trusted because that hoe untrustworthy, okay? She for the streets, okay? She be moving political parties like shoe on head.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's interesting because he fucking found out through fucking Fox News of all places. He didn't find out through like an actual delivery. He found out because of a Fox News fucking DM. That's insane to me. And it's clear here that he's a little terrified by the comment. He's like, I end the stream early because of this shit. As much as you don't like Hasan Piker, or as much as I have made very critical comments about him, he obviously doesn't deserve to fucking be silenced by the government.
I, on the other hand, got a text message, or rather a voicemail, from a Fox News producer saying that I had been subpoenaed by the federal government. And I was like, that's strange. Asking for comment. And before I could even respond to the journalist, an article materialized on the timeline. I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit. But let's just say that kind of fucked my whole night up. It fucked my plans up. I still was able to do a little tub sesh. You know, get in the tub, get in the hot tub, get in the bathtub, a little bit of salt, you know, cook myself up like a lobster, and then go to bed and wake up early. Now, the reason why I had to wake up early was because I had a photo shoot.
Clear move to silence him, to get like information out on him that he probably doesn't even fucking have. Let's be totally real. What information that he's been critical about the government? Who gives a fuck? We've all been critical of the government. While he glazed China. As much as I don't like his comments glazing China and their fucking government and shit, I think it's more a threat on freedom of speech to go after him rather than his comments about China and the US. Yes, I know it's because of Cuba. Alright, I'm not denying what happened. That he went to Cuba, he was more pure Cuba or whatever. But Nick Shirley also fucking went there, and he's not getting a subpoena. God knows what Nick Shirley did there. They also basically admitted that that wasn't the whole reason, because from the White House, apparently, he was included in left-wing lunacy. And it says, examples of degenerate fake news figureheads spewing such disgusting rhetoric include Hasan Piker lamenting that President Trump is alive and remarking that, and I'm quoting her because I don't want the fucking government to think I'm saying anything horrible, saying it would be pretty funny if the president had died. I am quoting what it's saying. I am not endorsing anything. Jesus fucking Christ. The fact that I even had to clarify that like a billion times is crazy to me. And other people have said it too. Apparently, according to the White House, which we should always trust. We should always trust the government and everything they say. They have never done anything horrible in their lives. The presidents, even Trump, have never, committing treason in any single way. Ronald Reagan was one of the best presidents of all time. Holy fucking shit. So it's obviously clear that like part of the reason isn't even like Cuba or him helping Cuba, or it's kind of the reason. It's mostly because he made fun of Trump and he doesn't like Trump, and he's been very critical of conservatives. So anything about this whole, oh well, it's because he said shit about China and he said shit, that's like pro-terrorism, it's complete bullshit. It's just because he doesn't like conservatives, okay? Let's be totally real. They don't give a shit if he's actually a threat. They don't give a shit if he actually has said anything actually horrible that isn't about conservatives. They don't give a shit about his 9/11 comment. Let's be totally real. Also, that was like years ago. I don't give him much of a fuck anymore. Or anything else. It's because he was critical, okay, of the Trump government, and they had the power to be against him. Sorry for the politics, guys, but that's totally the reason. Hasan, yeah, he has his issues, and I've talked about him critically many times, but like when he's right or when he's not in the wrong, it should be called out. There's a couple things that like he did wrong, that is obviously I called it out even in this video, but like if he's not wrong, or if people are like slandering him, or they don't know how to make an argument against him, it should be critically called out. It should be called out by anybody. It should be made a statement that he's not wrong in a situation. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about. All right, bye.